Good afternoon, Piyush sir, Dilip sir. So, before hand over the session to Dilip sir, I would like to introduce him to everyone. Uh, Respected Dilip sir has uh, broad experience, like he has done the job as executive director, asset manager in Mumbai High Asset from January 2018 to May 2019. After that, he has done the job as executive director, asset manager in Ankleshwar Asset also from June 2017 to January 2018. And after that, he has done the job also in group general manager, that is B and S Asset from 2014 to 2017. That is, he has 3 year experience in group general manager. And after that, he has experience like a general manager, that Eastern Offshore Asset from 2010 to 2014. That is 4 year experience. And after that, he has done the job as deputy general manager, that is production, like a surface area manager, and that is known as Hira process complex from 2008 to 2010. And Mr. Dilip sir has also has done the job as chief executive assistant to asset manager of Mumbai High Asset from 2004 to 2008. That is 4 year experience. And he is also head of project in Krishna Godavari from 1995 to 2004. Okay, that is 9 year experience. And he has done the job also as installation manager and area manager of inland production installation. Okay, that is ONGC Assam from 1991 to 1995. That is 4 year experience. And he has also he has done the job also as process engineer and construction engineer from 1990 to 1991. Okay, and he has done the job also as well services in field operation from 1982 to 1990. So Mr. Respected Dilip sir has huge experience in petroleum industry, around 30 years of experience. So, sir, share your in-depth knowledge with us, and this is great pleasure for us. Okay, now session is yours, sir. You can start.
Thank you, Dushant, and
You're most welcome, sir.
all others who are listening to my presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, and students, girls and boys, a very good morning. Let me express my sincere gratitude and thanks to the authorities who have made this possible to make this presentation before you. I am P.K. Dilip. I have 38 years, not 30 years of experience in ONGC.
Okay.
And
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
major part of my experience has been in offshore, even if I worked in the onshore also. But most of the time, I was in the thick of operations and not in the offices. Of course, that was my specialty. I'm going to give you a flavor of offshore operations. I'm not giving you anything in onshore, because onshore is a different ball game and offshore is a different ball game. And I will start with the history of Mumbai offshore. Mumbai offshore started with the Russians way back in 1960s. They have discovered the field through the seismic surveys, and ONGC ultimately discovered the field in 1974. And through breakneck speed, ONGC could start the production in 1976 by building the facilities in a minimum manner. But ONGC did not stop the exploration there after tasting success in Mumbai High. ONGC kept on exploring the offshore areas of Mumbai. where ONGC has succeeded in discovering almost 200 or 300 discoveries around the field. ONGC Western Offshore has three major assets. Mumbai Hay asset, which is the highest producing asset, and we have a basin field which is feeding the gas to the north, no, Gujarat and other northern part of our country through the HVJ pipeline. And we have developed a big infrastructure to uh, export our oil and gas to the nation. And OGC kept on adding the discoveries and the production. And at one point of time, maybe in the late 80s, ONGC has contributed about 70% of our domestic production. And I remember Mumbai once touched 500 barrels, 5 lakhs barrels of oil, maybe in the late 80s. Of course, we have production from uh, Western Offshore, Neelam and Hira asset, Hira, and other marginal fields, which are very small ones when compared with the huge Mumbai High. First of all, I'll make you comfortable. This presentation is going to cover basically the offshore operations. I'll briefly explain what is going on there. After that, I will give you some advancements what we have introduced in the offshore operations. Like one of our very important platform, B193, which is a very unique one. Maybe such platforms are not many in the world over in the industry, maybe one or two. B193 is handling the deadly poisonous gas of H2S, and the platform is designed for 9,000 ppm of H2S, handling H2S, oil and gas. And I will explain about that particular platform and the major innovations or advancements which are brought in for the project management. My presentation will cover the offshore environment, the operations, Western offshore facilities, production operations, flow assurance, the first shower oil treatment platform in offshore B193, the support services, what are the support services, and the construction and the best practices for the project execution we are following or we have been introducing in the recent past. Offshore environment, it's very beautiful. Home away from home with some amount of office, and you have facilities for recreation and round the clock work. You have to work 12 hours shift. Some of these locations are very isolated and we have less manpower. People have to share a lot of responsibilities. Safety is the highest priority, and the hostile climate sometimes affect the work. Sometimes we get the cyclone, sometimes we get the very harsh weather, sometimes we get very pleasant, very beautiful weather there. And we can see the Tapti area. You can see the brackish water, very, very dirty water. Whereas if you go to the deep western part of the offshore, you can see the blue waters. And all these logistics to and fro from the personal transfers are done by the helicopters. And we have the offshore supply vessels for supporting the material supplies, and the most important thing is the operation and maintenance of these platforms are done by Indians. It was in the early part, it was done by the foreigners to some extent, and some of them are coming even now also for helping us to in the as OEM representatives to maintain certain things. This is a exploration production cycle you are all aware of. We have the exploration, the discovery, the delineation, the development, the plateau production, decline, and redevelopment. We have enhanced oil production, and the last one, the abandonment. So, where we stand now as far as Mumbai High and other fields of ONGC in Western Offshore are concerned, we are in the stage of redevelopment and trying to move on to the EOR
Sir,
segment. Yeah,
sir, can you stop for 1 minute?
yeah.
Piyu sir, am I audible, Piyu sir? Piyu sir, am I audible? Hello? Piyu sir, am I audible? Because sir, Dilip sir,
Yeah.
no one is able to join the meeting. That's why I am telling him
Oh my God.
streaming is not done.
That's a.
Yeah, yeah. Piyu sir, am I
It's not
audible?
a. It is not a problem from my side, I think. No.
Yeah, no problem, sir. No problem. Not
Mr.
from your
Piyush
side.
is not in the line. It seems. You are listening to mine.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Voice is clear. No problem. Hello? Piyu sir, am I audible? Hello? Sir, you can start, okay? I am calling him.
Uh, I can go on the presentation. No.
Yeah, yeah, okay, sir, okay.
No. Or most of the people are not able to listen, or only few are then not able to listen.
Sir, no one is able to listen. I am calling him. After that, they will start the streaming.
Yeah. Okay. Let them start. Otherwise, there is no meaning in making the
Yeah.
presentation.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, okay, sir. Just
You
wait.
give
Just
me a
wait.
green signal, then I will start.
Oh, okay, sir.
Should
Okay.
I start from the beginning?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
From here. Sir, you can start now.
Okay.
Leap, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
people are listening or?
Yeah, sir. Listening, listening.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is a familiar slide. All of you must be knowing that we have exploration, discovery, delineation, development, plateau production, decline, redevelopment, and EOR stages. Right now, all these Western offshore fields are under redevelopment for enhancing the production or getting more and more reservoir contacts and recoveries. This also probably you might have seen. This is a entire field map of Western offshore, right from Mumbai High, North Tapti, Mid Tapti in the Gujarat coast, and the fields of Hira, Neelam, and a lot of other small structures discovered all through these years. This is the monetization of the smaller fields in and around Mumbai High, and all our assets. We have made clusters for the small discoveries, and use the existing facilities to monetize the marginal fields. In the Western Offshore, we have resources. We have 14 process complexes, huge process complexes. One process complex normally have around 300 persons working round the clock, 229 well platforms, and 6,700 kilometers of pipelines, 1390 oil wells, 226 gas wells, 344 water injectors, 51 offshore supply vessels, PSVs, and 5 MSVs, 2 WSVs, 35 drilling rigs, 2 floating production, storage, and offloading systems. This is the field map of the Eastern Offshore of near to the Visakhapatnam coast, maybe a little bit south of the Visakhapatnam, where we have 3 companies operating: Reliance, GSPC, and ONGC. Of course, ONGC started its operations in the production in the year of 1994, and now GSPC as well as Reliance, they are all big players there, and ONGC also have subsea production and other platform production. This is a schematic of G1 and GS15 development done in the year 2004 to 2013 in the Eastern Offshore, where we have the first subsea completions of the Eastern Offshore. Of course, ONGC has developed the subsea production even in the Bombay High, probably 30 years back. Now, what are the production facilities at the offshore? We have the well platforms, which is accommodating the wells or the connections from the subsea wells, oil and gas wells, the water injection wells. Of course, in the offshore, we do not have the gas injection wells purely to maintain the gas pressure, reservoir pressure. Gas injection, you can, if you want, you can see in Ankleshwar asset, where we have the compressed gas going into the reservoirs. Whereas in offshore, we have only water injection wells to inject water to enhance or to keep the reservoir pressure. Subsea pipelines for the well fluid, gas injection for gas lift, underwater pipelines for ESPs, subsea hardware like subsea trees, manifolds, umbilicals, and control systems. Of course, we have the oil processing and pumping, gas compression and dehydration, the gas to be transported only after we take out all the impurities like water. Otherwise, the gas pipelines will get corroded. Sorry. The produced water conditioning, all the produced water separated out of your well fluid has to be taken out, and it has to be disposed in the sea. Seawater processing and injection system. The seawater we are using for cleaning up and processed water is again injected into the formation. Fire detection and suppression system. This shows, how the schematic of the onshore oil wells as well as the offshore fixed platforms and multiple platforms. And if you go into the deeper into the sea, you have to depend on the floating production systems or the anchored systems. We do have the floating production system of FPSOs in offshore. We have 2 FPSOs right now operating in Western Offshore. This particular multi-support vessel is providing the team present in the unmanned platform the very much support they needed. This is a not an OSV. This is a multi-support vessel having a crane in that, and they have a heli deck there. So if any special job is there in the platform, people can stay in this multi-support vessel and access the platform for doing the job. This is this I'm showing is the left side. You can see the dry Christmas tree, as well as if your right side, you can see the wet Christmas tree or the subsea tree. What are the production operations? Production operations consists of oil and gas processing, three-stage separation, export of oil and to the pipelines or tankers. The oil exported is sent to the crude stabilization units located in the land stations. Now we have Uran near Mumbai. We have a big crude stabilization unit. In case of export, we use the tankers also. We have certain tankers for using in the emergency, if in case of any pipeline repairs or the ruptures, or in case of any serious safety issues in the offshore, we have to depend on the tankers. We call the tankers and hook up the tankers. During monsoon, we do have this facility. And gas compression, dehydration, and export, produce water treatment, well maintenance. This is a very important part of our production operations. The facility, equipment maintenance, the flow assurance activities. The flow assurance, we have the prevention of wax, or the prevention of the gas hydrates in the pipelines, which will stop the flow. I will have few slides on this. Inspection and maintenance of the underwater structures and pipelines, and the logistics. This particular slide is showing you a big complex, Hira process complex, where we have this particular one. The platform complex is located deep south of Western Offshore, maybe along the coast, or if you look at from the straight line, it is in the, it's around 60 kilometers flying time, 60 kilometers from Mumbai heli station at Juhu. One of the main concerns as a production engineer or as a petroleum engineer in offshore is the flow assurance, where all your pipelines get choked, or the gas head rates, or the wax buildup, due to wax buildup. The low pressure with high pressure at the low pressure or the high the low pressure and high pressure combinations. The high pressure gas is passed on through the chokes during the initial flow rate. It at the sea bottom, where the temperature is very low, this leads to hydrate formations. And in the oil wells, we have the paraffin wax precipitates out and solidifies in the formation pores right from the reservoir. It is a problem. And the tubings and the flow channels and the well bore and side walls of wells, and in the casing perforations, pump strings and rods everywhere. We have a very serious issues. The production stops because of this, and we have to make treatments. In the onshore, we can go with a steam treatment, but in offshore, we do not have such facilities. In Clean Energies, Rajasthan, they have the heating facilities.
Sir?
Or yeah,
Sir, slide is not showing.
slide is not showing. Oh my God,
Yes, sir.
this is coming.
No, sir.
This is coming,
Not yet, sir.
but all these slides you are not seeing at all.
No, sir, no. So this
Oh
slide
my,
is not showing.
I don't know. There is no issue from my side. No slide you have seen.
No, sir, no. Sir, can you start again, sir? That can you share again your screen after stopping?
I think there are some technical issues. Okay. I think it's not coming there, huh?
No,
Let's
no,
see.
sir.
Is it now coming?
Now it is
But
coming, sir. It is representing.
in the beginning, it was coming, no?
Yeah, sir. So can you share the slide, sir?
It's coming, no?
No, sir. Only offshore operations. First slide is there.
Second slide is not coming.
No, sir, no.
This is, you are not seeing this slide at all.
No, sir, no.
I don't know what is happening. I have not changed anything.
Okay, sir. Okay. Now, sir. Now it is. We can see this.
You can see this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think, in the full screen mode, it is not coming.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
This is
Now, sir.
the.
Now we
This
can see all the slides, sir.
Now you cannot see, no?
No, no, sir. We can see now.
You can see now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I continue the presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
So this is the Hira complex I have explained. I think most of you might not have seen this. This is having about 6 platforms. The original Hira complex, the first platform was constructed by Mazagon Dock, Mumbai, and second one was constructed by Hyundai. The third one, L&T. A lot of additions were there in this platform. I think the flow assurance we have discussed. Flow assurance is a major concern for any production engineer in the offshore. We have the wax issues. We have the issues of gas head rates. Mostly the gas head rates issues comes up during the subsea production, where we have the high pressure gas flowing into the production station in the onshore, or where we have the subsea production in the eastern offshore. We have the water depth of 500 meters or 600 meters, where the temperature will be very low, and the gas temperature at that pressure, high pressure gas, when flowing into the low temperatures of the subsea, the hydrate formation happens, and it chokes the flow of the gas. And we have the methanol injection or MEG circulation for resolving this gas hydrate formation. The remedial steps they are designing is the chemical heavy investment is done in the chemical treatment techniques, mechanical treatment of doing the pigging or thermal treatment measures like insulating the pipelines or doing the steam injection or thermochemical and biological methods. Of course, biological methods are still in the nascent stage. It is not yet commercialized. And in the Western offshore, we do have the chemical injection for wax mitigation, and dehydration is done to take up the remove the impurities such as water and other things from the gas streams. The entire operations of offshore is supported by many departments: the drilling, the cementing, the mud, or the drilling fluid units. The latest in this is the synthetic oil-based muds, which are provided by the foreign companies like Schlumberger or Halliburton or BJ. The well logging or mud logging and directional drilling. These are the departments where the petroleum engineers work. Well logging is a department. You must be knowing that these are the people who play a very important role in the oil field operations. They have the logging tools going down and checking the wells, the presence of hydrocarbons, and the mud loggers do the the mud loggers use the do the drilling during the drilling operations. They do the mud parameters and other things to see that the hydrocarbons are not missed during the drilling. And directional drillers, of course, they play a very big role now for giving you the best type of wells. And completion testing services, logistics, you have MSVs, OSVs, and tankers and helicopters, and the certification agencies who will be certifying your safety of your platforms. What are the construction services, offshore well platforms and process platforms, laying of pipelines, the revamps, the reconstruction, the dry docking of rigs and vessels? This particular slide depicts you the floating. One of the rigs may be in trouble because of the blowout, and the supporting vessels are fighting the fire. This is the inspection and services, the underwater services. People, the divers go down and check the marine growth around the structures and corrosion, the thickness, and things like that. And they go there and repair the pipeline leakages. These are the year-round operations going on in the offshore operation area. Now we'll come to quickly through the B193 platform, where I explained you this is one of the iconic platforms of Mumbai High or Mumbai offshore area, where we have the H2S processing facilities. This platform was constructed by a Malaysian company, Sam Derby, and we have two major parts in this: the AQ living quarter and the process platform. There is a wellhead platform also attached with this, and this is certified with international standards. The functions of this particular platforms are the processing of sour crude, which is probably one of the only platforms in the world over to do this. The processing of sour associated gas of basin block and processing of natural gas of B122 cluster wells. This platform is designed for very special purpose to see that the deadly gas, the H2S gas, you must be knowing that this particular gas, if you smell more than 1000 ppm, you will fall dead. So we have to take care of the entire safety of the operations there. And the sweetening of this particular crude and gas, which is produced in and around the B193 platforms, is done in this. The first platform, this has another speciality. It was installed by float over method, and this is designed to handle 9,000 ppm and 1.1 mmscm of sour gas. This has acid gas removal unit and acid gas disposal units, and this has the gas which is the H2S is absorbed in the MDEA solution, methyl ethanol amine solution, and it is regenerated later. And the gas, the deadly gas of H2S is incinerated, and the flue gas is made soluble in the seawater, and it is distributed into the sea after making it safe for disposal in the sea as sulfates. This is the technology we are using there. The crude is taken to a stripper, and the oil is treated with less than 50 ppm of sour gas, and the sweet gas is taken out. The sour gas is sent to the absorber, and the absorber give you the sweet gas is taken out from the absorber. The absorber is regenerated, and the sweet gas is taken to the incinerator. And ultimately the sour gas after incineration is sent to the sea after dilution as sulfates. This is the flow diagram of B193 platform. If anybody is interested in getting this, we can share you. And this is showing the access to the platform, the safety aspects of B193 is the highest. We have due to the presence of hydrogen sulfide gas, people have to follow the buddy system. They cannot go alone to the platform. The people go in groups, and there is a procedure we have to work in this platform. People always carry the walkie-talkie, and they have a breathing unit always wrapped around their waist. And if you are if you have to work for longer hours, you have to have oxygen supplies. You cannot work in the normal mode there. This is a H2S safe shelter. In case of any accidental leakage of the H2S, you can use this shelter, and the entire facilities will be insulated from the poisonous gas. Now I'll explain a few slides on the project execution and the best practices. The high value projects, ONGC has been executing many projects through international competitive bidding, and the projects have to be Hello, Dushyant. Are you there? Are you able to listen? Okay. Okay, fine. So the best practices ONGC has developed after a long experience through our consultants and based on our in-house project experience. These high-value projects, which are costing maybe 10,000 crores or 5,000 crores of that order, we need to bring innovations in every project. One of the projects we have experienced the long delays. So we have seen that the contractors come out with a sort of the quoting very high prices. So there we have gone for stock splitting, the cost splitting. I will explain you how we have done that. The second concept we have brought is the cluster development of marginal fields. This cluster development has really helped in enhancing the Western offshore, the country's production like anything. Many smaller fields which were lying undeveloped for many years, we could bring on production. And the rationalization of the contract conditions. Of course, the contractors always will be definitely asking for rationalization because they are all international contractors. They all would like to work in India and with the national oil companies or other private players. And definitely we have the Indian companies also working here, like L&T and Afcon. We have brought in the stage gate process. I will explain you what is the stage gate process and the new technologies, new process and procedures, the FPSOs and other things. This is the this slides depicts you the stage gate process. Basically, the stage gate process explains you the best. It is incorporating the best practices of the project execution, especially in the ENP business. In the ENP business, we have two compartments, basically exploration. The exploration is try to develop the field. And most of the time, after developing the field, it is given to the operating departments, the production or asset managers or asset management groups or the construction group. This particular stage gate give you a complete integration of a project execution with a futuristic view, where we have the project developed from a perspective of future developments. Which are the future developments which can come and join later, and see that the entire facility is designed to cater the future needs also, and the aspirations of the explorationists as well as the project execution people as well as the operation people are taken care. So this is a type of project execution in most of the projects we are undertaking. This has got A, B, C, the prospect selection, the prospect maturation, and the execution and evaluation of the project or the prospect which is going to be developed. Subsequently, we go for the development project management process. After the first stage, it is handed over to the project management group in a particular day with the complete documentation. Of course, the project managers also gets associated with the explorations during the planning. The stage gate process definitely bring down the the life the life cycle cost of the project development, and it really caters the long-term investment strategy of the company. The project strategies, stock splitting, we have experienced. This is one of the example, one of the case studies we have in Mumbai High North, where after one of the major fire in way back in 2005, where we have a catastrophic fire, one of our iconic platforms, the BHN, was under fire, and we lost around 20-25 people in that particular fire. And this particular platform was to be rebuilt in the nearest area. So we have tendered for this as a replacement. But the interesting thing is that, the L1 bidder quoted 265 higher than the project estimate. We probably has taken 5,000 crores, and the bid came at 12,000 crores. The tender was reinvited in 2009 after splitting the scope. The total scope was split, and we can see that the platforms NA and NF. The NA platform is the first platform of ONGC in the Western Offshore, and the NF platform near to that is the platform which was under fire, and the BHN also was under fire. We lost the BHN completely, and the NF we lost partially. You can see the MNW, MNP, and MLQ. These three platforms were newly added. These platforms, we have taken out one part of the project, that means the process gas compressors modules, out of the scope. It was executed later as a separate scope. The project cost came down as per our estimates, and the project has completed in 2030. This is one of the latest platforms where definitely a lot of our VIPs do go there and visit. We showcase that platform to all important dignitaries. This is some of the photographs during the construction. This is the process gas compressor modules being installed in the deck. These are also some of the photographs. Another strategy to bring down faster oil to the nation is the cluster development. I explained you the smaller fields in and around Mumbai High or other assets, where the production of one particular platform will not support the independent execution of these projects. So we have put as a cluster, and this cluster development has really helped in bringing up the production from all these small discoveries. Of course, still a lot of such small discoveries are still remaining to be developed, and some of these have been given to the private players. Another innovation we have brought is the flow tower methodology, which we have done in the B193 process platform, and recently in the HRD platform of Hira. And we have introduced the implementation of online project monitoring and control, which is a web-based project control tool. The hybrid and electrical power system, we use the solar and wind powers for the unmanned platforms electrical power supply. Of course, the solar we have been using for maybe 20 years or more, and the latest trend is to go for the wind energy also to give the power backup for the unmanned platforms. And single screw compressors, intruder protection system. We do have intruders or the people who are antisocial elements stealing many things from the well platforms. So we have gone for protecting the protection systems, which will give you alarms in the main platform, so that people can the security systems can be alerted, maybe navy or other people, and go there and drive away these intruders. This is one of the photographs, some of the photographs which I am going to show you how we have done the float over systems. The float over systems, mainly the offshore production, offshore process platforms or the offshore construction. We have the traditional method of using the modular construction, or the building up the platforms in modules, the module after another. So it comes in smaller modules and it is assembled in the offshore. Whereas this platform, the float over method, it comes as a complete package or as a complete platform. It comes in a big barge and it is positioned above the legs of the platform, and it is lowered very slowly during a calm sea, and it is placed there and welded. You can see this is the transportation of the float over the platform, especially the B193 one, which is carried by a huge barge. The huge structure is being carried here from Malaysia, and this is the positioning of the platform, in the barge being positioned in between the legs, and it is being lowered. And after placing the barge, the platform in one of the deck in the leg, the barge is moving out. So this is the finished platform, which is placed there and welded to the legs. So I have two, three more slides here. Actually, we have the project strategies of deploying FPSO, the floating production, storage and offloading. This is there are two locations in Western Offshore. We have FPSOs, one at D1 and one at Cluster 7. This particular ship converted production facilities for this can work round the year under any bad weather conditions. In case of it is not anchored, it is having a turret. Around the turret, it circles, encircles, and the entire the flow lines are coming into the body of this particular FPSO through the turret. So this is a very interesting technology now being used mostly in the subsea development of Eastern Offshore or the Western Offshore. Now we have one more FPSO coming in the Eastern Offshore for developing the Eastern Offshore oil fields. The Reliance had deployed one FPSO in the MAA field long back, but that is no more there. They have removed that after completing the production. This is a very interesting technology. The students should try to read more on this set of facilities. What are the future challenges of offshore? The future technologies for offshore should bring down the cost of operations, because the oil has to be cheaper. Lot of alternate energy systems are coming up. Now, electric cars is coming up in a big way. Of course, the demand for the oil will be declining. The oil once upon a time has gone up to $140, has now come down to the level of $60. So the oil demand is not going to be big in the future days. So we have to bring down the cost of the projects, cost down the project, the developments, and bring a lot of innovations to the project execution as well as the operations. The maximizing the well productivity and the reservoir contacts to enable reduction in well numbers. Every well costs you money, so we have to bring down the cost of the wells. We have to bring down the number of wells to access the reservoirs. We have to put maximum reservoir contacts from the single well. That should be the innovations your generation should bring for reducing the cost. Techniques such as labbed bore completions or multilateral highly deviated wells and smart wells they all offer great prospects for in the future challenges. The flow assurances, this is one of the major concerns. A lot of research is going on, and this is one of the major components of the cost which is being incurred by the oil companies. The digital falls for the digital fields for cost reduction for and improving the efficiency. Of course, digital fields is one of the very latest development which is happening everywhere. The fields can be controlled from your office with no manpower around. So this is the presentation I have. Dushyant, do you have any more?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Dushyant, go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for share your in-depth knowledge and your vast experience. And
I think I'm on time because I got 3 minutes
hello,
left. I got three
sir.
minutes.
Sir, okay. Sir, certain questions from the viewers, sir.
Yeah, you please.
Can you? Okay.
Definitely.
Sir, first question is for the remote location production unit. What
Yeah.
type of pipeline we generally lay?
First of all, remote locations, it will be a standalone facility. Like what we are
Okay.
doing is in the floating production offshore storage offshore offloading, FPSOs. We use FPSOs or jackup production support facilities, MOPU. So these are the
Okay.
we use, or if the cost of operations cannot justify a pipeline, because pipeline cost you huge cost.
Okay, sir. And the second question is, what type of environmental condition generally a petroleum engineer face during the offshore operations?
Petroleum engineers, they always will be welcome to the offshore. They have plenty of opportunities to work there, plenty of openings there.
Okay, sir.
You have you keep learning the things, you keep getting exposed to the new technologies, newer things, and you will
Okay,
definitely
sir.
have several opportunities to work as direction drillers or production engineers, as maintenance engineers. Of course, maintenance is not being done by the petroleum engineers, it is done by the mechanical engineers. uh,
Okay.
reservoir engineers, plenty of opportunities. So they're all welcome to the offshore or any oil field. Uh,
Hello.
Dushyant, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And On the behalf of all the viewers and myself too, I would like to thank you for sharing, sparing your valuable time in enlighten our student. Throughout the session, every slide you shared depict the vast experience of yours. Sir, it was really a wonderful section. Session. Hope you will share in the future your vast experience also, sir. Thank you
I
so much,
think
sir.
Dushyant, I have two things to say. Thank you for your this opportunity.
You're
Yes, actually,
you're most welcome, sir. You're most
I,
welcome.
I cannot share my experience without seeing the people, without looking at the eyes of the people. I cannot
Yes,
see
sir.
whether they are what type of aspirations they have, what type of things they have in their mind, and whether it has gone into their mind or whether something is given to them. I'm very happy about that, and
Sir.
definitely we can associate later also for any of this
Thank
opportunity.
thank you
Thank
much
you.
so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
Dushyant.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, sir.